you know, for the past 15 years, we've had countless drummers, amazing, some of the best drummers in the world come out here and just play drums from us right outside, right beside all the old wood and stuff. So what we're wanting to do, since all this wood is starting to kind of get deteriorated, we want to kind of start pull back and use and utilize the wood that's available and use the wood that's good and be able to make a really amazing outlaw drum stage. And I'm going to call this probably the sassafras stage, because there's sassafras plants all over this thing. I didn't even know what that was, but the sassafras is a divinity. It's a divinity tree. 3 different types of leaves on it. And the sassafras is actually, it smells like root beer. Indians used to make a tea out of it. I'm not going to lie to you, this stage cost me a lot of grief. For the longest time, you know, I would throw weed killer and pull this tree up, and I would be stepping on, I was jamming, and I was just like stepping on these sassafras trees, not even really knowing what it was. I thought it was a weed because it just kept trying to want to grow from underneath the wood piles. And you know, that kind of just speaks to me as how the spirit kind of works. You know, it kind of keeps pushing. Even when we just step on it, it keeps pushing up. And I guess it kind of produced, like, I never planted these things there. I didn't even know it was there until I had one of my buddies come over, and he was just like, "Hey man, do you know you got a sassafras tree growing out there?" I was just like, "Well, I had no clue." He said, "Yeah man, there's a sassafras tree growing right over here." So he went over there and showed it to me and made me this really amazing tea with it. So we had like a little mini celebration, and it was really good. It tastes like kind of like root beer. The root, it was real, and it's known to kill all kinds of health benefits. It's known for skin irritations, for stomach nausea. The bark is used for a lot of different healing properties. It's really an amazing tree, and not to mention too, it has a lot of spiritual beliefs as well too. And if you want to hang out and watch this video here, we're going to go through the whole process, some of the ups and downs of reclaiming some of this wood to build a really cool stage, and some of these 2x4s that was on hold up these walls, like the Jewel Crow project, the Wilder project, the Farmhouse project. All these pieces that we've had, these leftover beams and stuff, we're going to utilize on this stage. Stay tuned.
Sweet. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
So this is the first things first. First, we got to kind of go through all the wood and pick out all the rotted pieces, and we're gonna have to get rid of a lot of wood, but there's gonna be a lot of really good pieces in here. And it's bittersweet. You know, it's very sad. We've been holding on to this wood for a very, very, very long time, but I feel like it's time. And I would rather utilize this thing as a really cool stage. And some of the pieces look pretty good, especially once you started digging into it deep. A lot of it is solid. That's one beautiful thing about this heart pine. It just lasts for a very long time. Now, this is a very critical step that I currently messed up on. Well, I had a hard time getting all the right thicknesses together. Like, I should have really spent a little bit more time organizing, because it's going to save me a lot of work later. But I just kind of bulldog through it, like my wife says I do. And I should have spent the time to. Now my pieces are so different thickness. Like, I got some pieces that are like 2 inches, some pieces are like a 2.5. So we're going to have to go through there and plane them down, which was a to-do for me later. Where'd this house come from? Where's this house at?
It was in Poland, and I moved it here. My Aunt Louise bought it for me when I was like 10.
So the house was moved here?
Yeah, the house was moved here from Poland.
Wow.
It was made in, I don't know, what was it, 1918, 1920 something.
Yeah.
That's when it was deeded. Now, how
Yeah,
old
that's
the
when it
wood
was
is, we don't
deeded.
know, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they didn't build this house.
I've got pictures. I
Yeah.
can send you pictures of the house.
I would love to
Took
see
all the
pictures of it.
stuff off
I would love to
of
see
it.
pictures of it.
I can send you pictures of it.
Yeah, I still got them on my phone.
It was all different wood.
Yeah.
It was like it was pieced together.
All out of wood. There wasn't no plywood in that house, was there? Yeah. Yeah.
Now the original flooring was tongue and groove, but it rained so much that it didn't even. We just
Yeah, some of it just goes to start breaking time you start doing it too. Yeah, them kids ain't gonna like me. It's alright though. Well, this might be a good thing too. I can put that lean-to on the back of the shop right there, and I can be able to put that underneath it until we can get it. So I can kind of process. I got to process it all. It's gonna be a process. You know about processing. You got to process. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's so excited. And he didn't have to tear this one down.
I know.
Usually he has to tear
Just saw
down
that
the
house up there on right across from the high school, right there on the right. I've been seeing that house when I was a kid. They just tore that sucker down with a bulldozer. I'm just so depressed about it. It's just like, look at that.
Can we go up there?
They
and just look at
bulldozed it.
wood?
Eventually, I'm
Well, the
gonna
guy
tear
told me
that
I
old
couldn't be
barn
on the
down.
property no more. I've got banned from his place.
Eventually, I'm gonna tear that old barn down. I haven't done it yet.
What barn?
This old hog barn. Hog pen. Barn out there.
Really? What's she gonna do with that?
I'm gonna tear it down eventually to get it out of my way.
Wait till winter.
I am.
Was that house the one with all the snakes in it, baby?
Yeah.
He told you you couldn't.
So if you want to see the boards we used for the rafters, my wife's cousin Stephanie, she had a pile of like 16-foot lumber. This is 2x6s. That's been, well, some of it is bad. A lot of it is bad, but some of it is good. And we was able to utilize a lot of this wood here. And at this time right here, I did not know that we was going to be using it for a stage, but I really was lacking some of the long boards that we was needing to make these rafters work out. So we decided to utilize this. This is where we got this wood from. But in all reality, you know, one of the things is a passion of mine is to bring awareness to mental health, and people really just kind of shy over the fact that being aware is really king, and you really kind of get to know who you are through meditation. Which is, I feel like it's a dying art, but people are not really talking about it too much. I think it's kind of weird, almost kind of like you're cheating on God if you meditate, but Jesus did these things, and we want to bring more awareness to meditation because it really does heal, and it really does help people. Now, right here, I just stopped and went away for a second. I went to go talk to my buddy Jay, and came back, and Dennison put this stuff up by himself, this 20-foot ridge cap. Oh my gosh. And yeah, and he's hurt with a back injury right now. I don't know how.
What's your thought process on this part right here? As far as like leveling it out.
We're gonna come up right here with a rafter. After reviewing this tape, I think he was talking about the floor. Because it is very unlevel.
Yep. It's gonna have a pitch. It's gonna have a pitch, and then that right there. Once you get it framed in, it's gonna sit right. It's gonna sit right there.
Yep.
Man, what you eat for breakfast, bro?
My Kellogg's. Hey, your mom asked me how I was feeling today. And I told her like Tony the Tiger, great.
However, I did cheat just a little bit. I did get 6 brand new 4x4s that I'm going to enclose with reclaimed wood, just because of the fact I didn't want to dig down. I didn't want to put a reclaimed 4x4 into the ground just because of the rot and the termites. I really wanted to use a good, solid, pressure treated post that goes straight into the ground. That's new, and I'll come back and clean it up later. That's my good friend Will. He's hanging out. Now, the vibe that I'm really kind of I really want it to look old. And so we're not using any levels. We're not using any squares for the most part, you know, but we wanted to make it look like it's been sitting here for 100 years. All these green 4x4s, we're going to go back and cover in those later. I'm going to have to reinforce that header across here with a thicker piece. But for the most part, this is really looking good. I'm really excited, except it's 100 degrees outside. You know, especially my friends, the people that really know me as a person that just kind of goes on a whim and not really think things through all the way. Well, sometimes, you know, I think it's a good thing to just kind of relax and just know that things are going to work out. Having that thought that you already know is very powerful, especially in the spiritual realm. Baby. Now, just to be honest, I totally didn't have the time to be messing with this thing right now, and I had so much more to do. But somehow or another, I found myself getting stuck to hand the metal up because I just can't stand somebody doing something for me. Now, this is an amazing black walnut drum that we just finished up for my good friend John. Boy, did it come down. He sent me the wood all the way from California. This wood alone cost $1,800. Yes, just the wood alone. This is a very prized piece that we just put together with the Welch tuning. And here's the part where we have to pay the piper. Well, to be honest with you, I learned a very, very, very important lesson that I need to make sure all my pieces were very thick. So the same thickness, because of the fact that it was a lot of work for Dennis to come down here and playing all these boards down. And Dennis is the guy that you would want to call when you want to get something done fast. He's very fast. He's quick. He cuts trees down for a living. He's helped me make some drum shells way back when. He lives down the road, and he got, you know, just like, you got some help. You need some help doing some stuff. I'm like, yeah, I want to get this floor leveled up good. So if we got a drummer up here playing and doing a clinic or something like that, I don't want somebody falling, getting tripped on and getting hurt. So that was the case. So what we did here is left all the boards super long and going to just kind of pop a line here and cut everything down back to size and get all that kind of taken care of.
Hey, you can't cut.
Yes, we do stuff for precision around here. All right, we're going to go to a consciousness break. We need to remember to stay as the self. Focus on the Christ consciousness all the time, no matter what. Refer back to that one. Go back to that one. But you're going to lose consciousness. You're going to go off and you're going to do something else. But try to remember to come back to that one, because that's where you're going to get all your power from. That's the Christ consciousness that we're talking about. The scriptures are talking about that. The Holy One that lives inside. That's the one we got to go back to the basics. We find out who that is through meditation. And if you don't really know how to meditate, we're going to do a little meditation right here. It's not very difficult. You know, you just be. When you go to try to start thinking about something, you drop it. As they come up, you just drop it. You just keep dropping, emptying yourself, and being. Not what you're fixing to go do. Just be.
Hi, I'm Dennis McCrae. I'm Mike's neighbor. I stay right down the road. You know, I've known Mike probably close to 20 years. It's been a long road, and you know what, Mike? Something about this wood, man, and your talent and everything, it keeps drawing me back, dude. And look, it's a blessing, dude.
Bro, I tell you, man, that's how you did it.
Like, wasn't nothing. Dude, I watched a video the other day, Mike, of like old school woodworkers. And let me tell you something. What do you call them? Scaffolding?
Hand hewing?
Man, let me tell you something. That guy stayed on that thing, man, until that board was perfect, dude.
Yeah.
We ain't half the men that they are.
Bro, that's a fact.
You know, somebody, look at how they built boats. Look how they built houses.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. And some of the houses today are still up.
Yeah. Yep.
But you build a house like that house right there. 2 weeks, Mike.
Yeah.
And 3 weeks, you ready to move into it.
Yep.
They didn't have power. They didn't have none of that stuff, Mike. And man, it just blows my mind, dude. You know.
Just saying, I don't know if you remember when we went to Chicago and some of them early drum shows that we went to. This was really cool. This was our backdrop that we took to the drum show. And I thought this would be a really cool, exclusive little spot, little nesting place to be able to put this and just kind of let it shine through. And not only that, just let it kind of go back to the origins of, you know, some of the, this is the booth. Like, we took these booths, we got into Guitar Center, Musician's Friend. We put a lot of effort at the very beginning on a lot of this stuff. And, you know, it has paid off, and it has brought a lot of different obstacles. And I'm not saying what's good or bad, but we've learned so much, and it was just such a fun journey. And a lot of the time, you know, it was just the process of it, you know, the process. I hope this video brings somebody a little bit of encouragement to stop and just love the place that you are currently. Just be. Don't try to be somewhere else. Just be where you are. And I feel like these are some of the most amazing fundamentals that will enhance your life richly. Just want to say thank you guys so much for listening to the very end of this episode. Special thanks to all our Patreons out there. And just want to encourage you, till next time, to just practice on letting things be.